All right, guys, we are live, and I am here for the second time. Thank you for coming back. Hey, Amy, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. Thank you for having me back.
Of course, thanks for coming back. And we have a lot to talk about with Megan 2.0. Now, what have you been doing since we talked last? I know you did some Sweet Tooth again, didn't you?
Yes, so we did the last season of Sweet Tooth and then back into Megan.
So it's Megan, Sweet Tooth, right back into Megan. Because I'm sure they had a script and idea pretty fast right after they saw the success of the first movie.
Yeah, I was excited when they told us that we were going to have a second movie. I was so excited.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, nobody we talked when we talked last. Nobody could have seen how this movie was going to explode. Megan, the first one, and how the character of Megan was just going to be just a pop icon in
Yeah.
like that. Like, and it came out in January already before the movie came out that year. People all knew the dance. It went viral. So immediately they saw, let's make a sequel. So when did you first get approached for the sequel? Because I know when they first announced the sequel, they mentioned Allison Williams coming back. Uh, I always confuse the sisters. It's Violet, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good. I was saved. Violet McGraw's coming back, but they didn't mention you because I guess they were concerned if you were going to grow a lot. But they did address that very easily in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, so it worked out. So when were you approached and saying, "All right, you're on, you're coming back, you're playing Megan again"? Tell us how that's all started.
Oh, I was so excited because basically they contacted my agent and they were asking if I would like to come back for a second movie. And I was like, yes, I need to be back on set. And so when they announced that Violet and Allison were going to be in the movie, I think we were still signing off the contract, and then they wanted to keep it a secret or like a more of a surprise to see if they would have me back as the body of Megan. And I'm just so happy that they got me back.
Yeah, I'm very glad. I'm sure a lot of people are because there are Amie Donald fan accounts on Instagram and then all over. So I mean, it's really an understatement to say how much the character resonated with a lot of people. Now, this is something, and we'll only touch on it briefly, and because there's a positive message I'm going to convey with this. And I'm sure 90% of the interviews you go on and talk, they won't bring this up. Now, people have been saying, with the box office, it's not doing as well as the first film. It's not meeting the expectations. My advice, and not that you need it, there's so many moving parts to a movie, as you know. There's directors, writers, producers, there's all companies involved, the actors, everything like that. It's always going to be, a lottery with any type of movie, especially one that was so a sequel to one that was so big and took everybody by surprise. So the fact is that you put your all into it in this film. You did so good in this sequel, and it's so much more action packed. There's not so much horror in it, and I expected this. It's a lot of Terminator 2 vibes to it, which is so much fun. And you do so many stunts. We were talking backstage, you learn more karate, which I know you knew some before that. So everything that you did and contributed to this movie, you should be so proud of. And it doesn't matter what this movie does at the box office. The fact that
Yeah.
you enjoyed every second of it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it was so much fun to film the movie, and I definitely think that I have been seeing people going to watch the movie and just leaving an amazing reviews about it. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
really matters to me. Like if people are enjoying it, that's what I'd like to hear.
absolutely. And with a sequel, it's always harder. You can't please everybody. That's the thing. It's because a lot of people say they want something different. You give them something different, but that's too different. I don't like that. Or we want more of the same. But I thought you said you wanted something different. So you can never please everybody. There's always going to be people who aren't satisfied with anything. But I knew going in that it was going to be just fun a nice action comedy thriller and a lot of commentary on AI. And I really enjoyed it as a sequel. I thought it was a good sequel. And all the performances are great. Everyone did a great job. You did a great job as Megan again. Jenna Davis did great delivering her lines. Allison Williams. I mean, everyone did great in it. Now, something that I asked in the first time I had you on was, do you fear AI, in any way and stuff? You said not really, that you see it being a good thing. Now, with 2 years or so passing, and now making Megan 2.0 and seeing how that unfolds, do you change your stance at all on AI?
I mean, I definitely think that it's evolving very quickly. I mean, I was just
It
like
is.
scrolling on social media and I saw like a person who looked so real that it wasn't. It was just an AI generated person, and so that
Yeah.
was. I mean, I think that it's kind of cool that we are like evolving with the AI, which is I love that. But also like in the movie there's Moxie Megan, and I knew the Moxie robot before they brought it into the movie, and I remember saying to my mum when we were reading the script, I hope it's this Moxie robot. And it was, and it was so cool that we got to work with like a
I really
robot.
like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was actually. I never saw one before, but I loved the hell out of it when I saw it, and Megan's voice is in that. I said, okay, this is really fun. And then they build you a new body. And I don't want to get too much into spoilers because it just came out, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen it yet. But they build you a new body, and that's how they explain away how you grew in the last 2 years, which is what I figured they were going to do back then. It's a very easy fix, to bring
Yeah.
an actress who, that's around your age, grows a few years, make her taller. It's an AI robot. You can basically do anything. They put her in that. What's it called again? That
They
doll, the blue thing.
they the little Moxie robot.
Moxie. They put it in a Moxie robot that can build you a little bigger of a body, taller body, faster body, which is what they do. So, um, when you first read the script, what were your initial thoughts on everything, on Megan's involvement? That she's kind of more of a anti-hero in this because she's facing off against this evil AI robot that wants to take over the world. So, and I'm sure you noticed the difference, that less horror, more action. So, what was your initial thoughts reading the script?
I was so excited when I was reading all of like the fight scenes because
I was,
I
yeah,
doing my own stunts. So I was just so excited to be able to go and do more of my own stunts. So that was really exciting for me. But also when reading the script, it was cool to see that there were going to be new characters because at the time I didn't know who was going to play Christian or who was going to play
yeah.
Amelia. And so it was so cool to just read the script and see how the second movie was going to be filmed.
I kind of figured that was going to be your answer because of the stunts and stuff, and probably reading all that and saying, "Oh, this is a lot more action heavy. I get to do a lot more cool stuff. Sign me up. I'm all aboard." And it's great always hearing how much fun you and everyone has on these two movies, on the sets of these. They seem like such a blast filming these. So, what was it like working again with? I know she Violet's a great friend of yours, and Allison Williams. What was it like having the whole family back together? Because basically everybody returned.
Yeah, it was so amazing having everyone back on set. I mean, the first time I saw Violet back in New Zealand, she was actually in a costume fitting, but I was so excited to see her, and we spent all of our time on set and off set together. Even when we were doing schoolwork, we were doing schoolwork together. And
Oh,
like, oh, seeing Alison again, that was so amazing because she is so sweet. And also meeting like Ivana and Aristotle was so cool. And having also the crew back was amazing because you build a little family when you're on set with both the crew and the cast. So that was really
absolutely.
nice.
And that's what I mean with the whole family being back. It was everybody, the crew, the cast, everybody came back for this, which happens, but it doesn't happen as often as it doesn't with the sequel. So it's
Yeah.
always good to see everyone returning and doing something really different, even if it doesn't work for everybody. I mean, this is such a fun sequel. I think it's just probably one of the most fun sequels to a horror film that I've seen because of the different tone and the Terminator vibes to it. Now, did they mention any of that? Like we're Terminator and that this we're doing homages to that? Like I'm sure it was very apparent to everybody working on it.
They didn't say specifically that they wanted to do something like the Terminator. I think they
Mm.
just wanted to incorporate a lot more action this time because they took away from the horror a little bit and added in more action.
Yeah. Yeah. And probably they probably I mean, I don't want to say they didn't know where to go horror wise, but I think that the character of Megan has so much to her that you can make her do anything. And there was just so much, desire and interesting places to go with her. So it's easy to say, let's do more action. Let's make her track down this evil AI robot. So you did all the stunts yourself again, every stunt in the movie?
So for the first film, I did all of my stunts, but this
Yes.
time we, the director and I, before we started filming, we went out and we were talking about what was going to happen this time. Because after reading the script, we're like, okay, it's definitely a lot more stunts in this one. And he said
Yeah.
that he wanted to get me a stunt double for every fight scene. And I was like, can we please let me do some of them because I love them so much. And
Yeah.
so we came to an agreement on I will get to do the stunts that are safe and the ones that are more like intense, like going through glass or like jumping off a building. That would be for my stunt double Meg. And Meg
Yeah.
was amazing. I love her so much. But it
Well,
was
I
so,
know there's laws, for kid actors
yeah,
and stuff. They can't do certain things, so those type of stunts would fall under that category. But the fact that you were able to do as many stunts as you could just shows how much you love doing it. I mean, it's
yeah.
always great hearing you talk about doing stunts because you take so much enjoyment and pride in it. Same with the dancing, and we get that in this film too. We get a little dance scene when she's blending in. That's really fun too. How is it choreographing that?
It was so cool being able to bring another dance back. But for this dance, we came up with a dance, and then we decided that we wanted to have it look more robotic. So I ended up doing two dances in the film. So one was in the end credit scene. That was really cool. I love
Yeah.
that. And the other one was in the movie. But for that one, we did have a little bit of CGI in that one because, well, I mean, I can't keep my head still while spinning around.
That's true. And that's another good point is that the mix of CGI and practical is great in the sequel, just like it was great in the first movie. And Megan, you do look a little different with, I'm sure they touch up the face a bit and all that. So there is a difference to it, but it's also explained by the new body. So basically, there was pretty much free reign to do whatever they wanted with this. Mayanne says the dancing is everything. Yeah, it was cool. It's like a nice little wink and nod to the viral dance from the first movie.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think was some of the harder scenes to film in this without getting too like specific with just the spoilers? But like, was there anything that was harder for you to film or stunt work that you thought was the hardest or anything like that?
Um, I'm not sure. I think that definitely figuring out how to do stunt work with the mask was something that was a little bit more challenging. But because we did so much preparation for it, it didn't seem that challenging when I was on set, but definitely the training beforehand, before the movie started, that was a little bit challenging. But I'm so happy that I did do it because it made my performance on set 10 times better.
Yeah. Did you work again with your longtime dance choreographer, your instructor?
Yes, so Kylie Norris is my dance teacher. She choreographed the dance for the end credit scene. So that was
Okay.
all.
Oh, that's great. It's great that you get to work with her, like, because you've known her since you were how old? A tiny kid.
Yeah, I've known her since I was 5 years old.
Yes, I mean it must be amazing both for both of you, for you to have her to work with on these movies and for her to come into this world of, movies. I don't know if she ever did anything with movies before, but coming into this whole little phenomena of M3GAN, it's got to be a blast for her too, and doing it with you that she's known forever.
Yeah.
Um, what? Hold on, I had a question and now I can't think of it because I was reading the comments. Okay, what do you think is the biggest difference for people who haven't seen this yet that like or loved the first film? Besides the tone, besides that it's more action, what do you think is different about this that people should go to see it for? If they're M3GAN fans, they haven't seen it yet, what do you think is for them to go see this sequel?
I mean, this time M3GAN is definitely a lot more sassy. I feel like this time because she doesn't have a primary objective of only like keeping Katie safe. That this time, sorry, this time
Hmm?
she has her own personality a little bit. So it's really up to her what she wants to do. So that I think that's pretty cool.
No, yeah, she definitely is a lot more sassy and confident in this movie, and just a complete badass. Excuse my language when she's on screen because you kick a lot of butt in this movie for sure. And I think it was like, and this is where some people won't agree, but I think it was a good idea to have the character of M3GAN redeem herself in a way for her actions in the first movie. And now she's like, all right, I want to help. I want to take down this evil person who's going to destroy humanity. So I like that whole redemption arc. I'm not sure where they might go after this if there's another one, but again, the character is there's so many dimensions to M3GAN that you can take it in pretty much any direction, like we were saying. So for a third film, I'm sure they'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Any like best memories on set? Like
Uh,
the best memory out of all of them.
oh, I have so many great memories of the filming.
It's got to be
But
the best, or it don't count. No, I'm kidding. You can give it. Yeah.
okay, I'll give you a couple. I mean, whenever we were offset, like not filming if they were setting up a camera angle or setting up a shot, we
Mhm.
would like me and the rest of the cast and Meg, my son's daughter, we would just come up with dances on set just for fun. Like, and we would just come up with so many of these dances and we'd do them over and over. I mean, it was so much fun doing that behind the scenes. And then also, I feel like on set, I really enjoyed my favorite memories was probably doing the rig wire work because that was awesome. I mean, also when we did the flying scene, that like
Yeah, that's cool.
so cool. I mean, I was like in the air, and then they would like move it as if it was a steering wheel from the other end, and it would move me on the other side. That was so cool. It was so amazing, fascinating to see how it worked.
I mean, it's a young girl's dream is to be flying around on sets and stuff for movies and doing karate and beating people up. I mean, you can't. It must. I can't overstate how much fun it must be doing that. May says yes. Please give me M3GAN 3, 4, 5, 6. Take her to space. Maybe that's an idea in the future.
That would be so cool.
A lot of people have said about M3GAN versus Chucky in some type of battle or collaboration like that, which I could see it. I definitely can. Then like I can hear Chucky's dialogue and M3GAN's sassiness and stuff back and forth in my head now. You hear Chucky, oh, I'm 100% plastic, and I'm my own, and you're an android robot, and just all that type of stuff. They can go anywhere with it. Um, anyone in the chat also, if they want to ask questions to Amie, just let them know. Actually, I think someone just did. Amie, I really love the BTS clips you uploaded this past week. My favorite had to be the while waiting to return to set group dance. The friendship you guys share in such moments makes all continued, of us viewer smiles. So please always share those when you can. Absolutely. I mean, that is one of the best parts of doing any of these interviews is hearing everyone's experiences and the fun that they had and the memories, but especially for movies like this that are just so much fun and you can tell everyone's loving it
Yeah.
and that all of their hearts are all in it. And this movie has a lot of heart too, just like the first movie. There's a lot of tender moments between Gemma and Katie and Megan, Megan and Gemma. There's a lot of nice dialogue there. And these are characters that we already care about from the first film. So that's the good part of a sequel is you don't have to establish characters unless there's some new ones, but everyone's back. We know who they are and they can jump right into it.
Definitely.
Let's see. So when you said earlier about the robot, you mentioned the robot movement. We talked about that last time. I want to praise that too in this movie because I was paying attention to that like extra because of having it in my mind from when we talked last and how you had to learn how to move like a robot and get all the movements right. I think you did a better job in this, and you did an excellent job in the first movie. There's like little shots and scenes of just the way your hands move, and it's so subtle, like a lot of it. But I was very impressed by that. I was looking at it, I said, "She's mastered this at this point." Of being, you should, if I were you, I'd just walk. I'd go to school and I start walking around like robotic, start messing with people. And what's the matter? No, nothing. I mean, I mean, that's a talent to be able to do that.
It was definitely fun to be back into the character when going back on set. I mean, this time again, we were experimenting with like how much we wanted her to be sassy. Like if we wanted to tone it down a little bit, if we wanted to
Yeah.
like up. And also this time, another thing that they did differently is my prosthetic mask, because on the last one, I had little holes in the eyes that I was
I think
really.
I remember you telling me that, yeah, that you couldn't see really.
And then on this time, they cut the eyes out so they could see my eye. And I didn't realize that they were doing this, but when I show emotion when acting, I show it through my eyes. And so this time, they told me after the film was done, they said that they used my eyes and just replaced it because obviously I've got brown eyes. Megan has
Mm.
blue eyes. So they replaced the eyes with blue and they kept all of my movements with my eyes in it. So if I looked to the side, they'd keep it. And I was so shocked because I mean, I'm definitely, when I show my emotion with acting, I show it through my eyes.
Yeah. And actually, now that you've told me the story behind that, I did notice something different with the eyes. And that's what I was referring to earlier. With I'm sure they touch up some stuff because the eyes are one thing I noticed immediately. But that's interesting that it was your actual eyes and then they put the blue, effect over it because it stands out like that. When you first see Megan in her new body, you see the blue eyes, the very blue eyes, and I remember that you had brown eyes, so I figured they touched it up, but I had no idea they cut a hole that big in it either, because I know
Yeah.
last time you were saying how, and especially with the stunts you do, you need to see. I don't know how
Definitely.
much of the stunts are you always wearing the mask, or is there the part that comes off? I've seen right, like on the
So
front.
yeah, I think we had two different masks for each look. I mean, we had the battle damage one, and then we had the normal mask. And one of them had cut out around here, so I could fully see, and that was for stunts only, or if I was doing something that I really needed to see. So we'd use that.
Okay.
But one thing that they did do is they painted my face blue, so then they could replace it. And so that was pretty funny on set. I would always be walking around with just this blue face. And they came up to me and they told me, "Oh, we didn't need the blue." And I was like, "Oh my goodness."
That's why I've been walking around like Megan the Smurf, and I didn't even have to do that. Why? But that's great, and people love to hear that because you're laughing about it. It's funny, and that's the genuineness that shows through everyone who works on these movies.
Yeah.
It's just how much fun there is and how much passion they put into it. Because, like I said,
Yes.
you put everything into this movie. Your performance is great. The stunt work is great. The robot movements, all that's excellent. Joseph has a question. Amy, are you coming to Scarefest in Lexington, Kentucky?
I don't think
I don't know
so,
if she
but
knows yet.
I'll have to see. I'm not sure just yet.
All right, Joe. She will let you know. Well, she won't personally, but if someone will let you know, you'll hear an announcement somewhere. Um, one, two. I don't know. I can't read that whole thing. I thought owl when I read that handle earlier, that name, because I saw hoot, but hoot's not in there. But whatever, irrelevant. Your face is so expressive. I'm glad too they found a way to carry it through. No, yeah, yeah, and that's another thing about Megan in this movie. It's she is a lot more expressive,
Yeah,
like a
definitely.
lot more.
Yeah.
Um, did you get to bring home any props like you did the first movie?
On the second movie, I got to take home the costume of the Megan 2.0. That was really cool. I was so excited that I got to bring that home because the
That's a
Megan
cool
2
costume.
was my favorite costume out of all of them, definitely. And I also got to bring the um I don't know if anyone knows this, but in the when we first go into the layer, there's a big picture of Megan and Katie. And they gave me and Violet they gave us both that picture, and so we've both got them hanging up. I've got mine in my room. She's got hers in
Oh, that's
her,
great.
and so that was so cool. That was my wrap gift, and I think I also got to keep one of the. Oh yeah, they did a Megan original costume for me that I got to keep as well because I grew out of my other one a
Oh,
little
the
bit.
older one.
Yeah,
That's
so they
great.
got.
That's great though. That you
I
get to
was
bring something. You get to keep a few of these things that, like I said last time, you'll have forever, and you'll have the memories attached to them. Like the what was it? The paper cutter handle, right from the first movie. You got to keep.
guillotine. That was really cool. That was my wrap gift on the first one, and I got to keep two of them, so that was so cool.
Now you can dual wield them. You can have both,
Yeah.
one in each hand. Then you can have Megan be like a samurai. Mayan says, Amy, do you have any of the Megan popcorn buckets? I did not know they existed.
I have seen them. I love them so much. I think Jen Van she played Tess on the movie. She bought me one, so that was so cool. But I in New Zealand they don't sell them here, so if I were to get them, I have to go to America to get them.
We should have got one when you were in New York for the premiere. You totally, if May, you were late on that. You should have told me. I would have relayed the message. Go get one of those popcorn buckets. Uh, hey, everyone. These interviews are great. Well, thank you, April. I know you're in the last one. And this one is actually working, unlike the person I was supposed to have last time. So, but in all honesty, you're more of a draw. People, you have a big fan base, and people love you. You know, don't care for that guy. I'm kidding, Felipe. He won't see this anyway. But so what's next for you? Do you not Megan specifically? We don't know if there's a three coming or thought about yet or anything. But is there anything projects coming up or things that you want to do?
I mean, I'm definitely going to be doing more conventions because I love conventions, and
I
so
saw on your Instagram a few that you were at a few. That's great.
yeah, definitely, because I love conventions, so I want to do more of that. I do have another project coming up, but I can't say anything about it,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But I'll
Oh, that's
definitely
great.
some conventions.
Awesome. So we got a new project coming. Hush, hush. And I can't wait to hear about it. What's May saying? Amy, my sister, is from New Zealand. My half sister, because I'm from New York. Yeah, she's where I am, and her sister's where you at. Um, Amy, would you like to get a part in the upcoming live action movie Monster High?
Okay, so when I was little, I didn't play with Barbies, I played with Monster High dolls, and when I actually found out that they were coming out with the Megan Monster High doll, and so I ordered it online. I had to have it, and so I would love to be a part of the live action Monster High movies. I mean, that would be so cool.
Yeah, so there's your answer. Absolutely. So try to who makes those movies? I've never heard of that. Monster High. I've never heard of that. It was a toy line?
It was. They had Monster High movies and they also have Monster High dolls, and I loved it so much.
Oh, that would be great then. That'd be another dream to be in a movie about, about those things you grew up playing with. And that
Yeah.
seems like it would be a an absolute blast doing that too, just like the
Yeah,
Megan films.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure that Gerard Johnston, the director off of Megan, is also directing the Monster High movies.
It sounds like Mattel has it now. They have the
Yeah,
rights. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, Monster High is huge. Yeah, I'm sure. I've just never heard of it. This is a newer thing? I mean, I like compared to a semi older person like me.
I think it was more like when I was little, they were really, really
Okay.
popular. I think it was more for like a younger audience than a
Yeah,
older.
because my daughter's like 2 years younger than you, I think. But I never heard her mention that she's SpongeBob nonstop for years. Never stops with it all day, every day. It's playing on the TV, and what are those little things? The LOLs, those LOL dolls
I remember those. I haven't
that
seen
she
them.
was into years ago. My daughter, she loved those. So if there was something besides, like some medium besides TV, like Sweet Tooth and film, that you would want to maybe try or get into, like voice acting or for video games or anything like that? Is there any type of desire to do anything else besides movies, TV?
I mean, I would definitely love to try doing voice acting. I think that would be a really cool experience. And even for like a voice acting for a video game, that would be awesome. But I
Yeah.
definitely do think that I want to stick with acting. I mean, I would love to do more action films. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I can. We can all tell that that's your bread and butter right there because you just get to let loose. You get to do whatever you want, and you've always you to karate since what age?
When I was really, really little, I think I stopped when I was maybe 5 or 6 because
Okay.
I was doing karate and dancing, and my brother was doing karate and rugby. So we had to decide we had to keep one and get rid of the other one. I
Yeah.
thought, and I said, I want to keep my dancing. And I'm glad that I did because I got to revisit the martial arts side on Megan 2.0. So that was really cool.
Yeah. So you made the right choice, and then you got the second option as well to work with that in these movies and everything and the stunt work. Joe says, Amy, do you want to be in an action movie with Millie Bobby Brown or be in a horror movie about Halloween and Michael Myers?
Okay, so Millie Bobby Brown, I love her so much. She is such an amazing actress. I would
Yeah,
love
she's great.
to be in a movie with her. Any movie, I would love to be in a movie with her. I think that would be so cool. And yeah, definitely a Michael Myers or Halloween like movie would be so cool.
Yeah, I mean, Halloween, the first movie at least, is a favorite of mine. The franchise kind of goes off the rails after, what, 13, 14 movies or so. But I'm sure they'll eventually do something again with it because they always bring it back. So who knows? Maybe we'll see Amy in a Halloween entry sometime. But that would be great to see you with in a movie with Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, I would love that so much.
Maybe they can get her and you in the Monster High movie. That would be a winning combination there.
Pretty cool.
So I think if anyone has any other questions in the chat, because I know it's shorter than last time, but we talked about your whole upbringing and background when we had you on last, so I don't want to retread through that. But we have a few projects to look forward to from you, which is exciting as always. Is that like somehow somewhere in the nearer future or a few years off? You can't probably say anything, but in the future, we got
Yeah,
something coming.
yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, that would be awesome. How about Megan, the spam bot slayer? She goes around just destroying all the bots. That would be great for YouTube and the internet in general. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. May says, sharing your experience with us, Amy. And as always, thank you, Amy, again for coming on and talking again, because
Yeah,
it's always a blast having you. It's always so much fun hearing the excitement that comes out of you when you talk about what you do on these movies, the stunts, the karate, the dancing, the acting, all of it just radiates from you how much you love doing this. And that's why I think you have such a fan base and why so many people adore you and that you're going to keep having a great career because it radiates off you. That's how you are. So, I mean, everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. Amy, thanks for being here as always. And Roisin, get on screen again for a sec, like last time. Yeah, you get it. That's it. It's obligatory at this point. Hi, Roisin. Everyone in the chat. This is Amy's amazing mother, Roisin. She's just one of the sweetest people, and always a pleasure chatting with you now and then on Instagram when we do. And thanks for setting this up and for letting this happen again. And we'll have to have you on next time. There's a that new project comes out, and we'll talk
yes,
about that.
sounds great.
All right. Take
So
care,
much.
guys. This is Amie Donald and her mother, Roisin. Take care, everybody.